Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Thank you all for joining. We will start our program with a recitation of Quran led by Amir. Thank you.
السلام عليكم.
وعليكم السلام.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون إنا جعلنا في أعناقهم أغلالا فهي إلى الأذقان فهم مقمحون وجعلنا من بين أيديهم سدا ومن خلفهم سدا فأغشيناهم فهم لا يبصرون والسوء سوء عليهم أنذرتهم أم لم تنذرهم لا يؤمنون إنما تنذر من اتبع الذكر وخشي الرحمن بالغيب فبشره بمغفرة وأجر كريم إنا نحن نحيي الموت ونكتب ما قدموا وآثارهم وكل شيء أحصيناه في إمام مبين واضرب لهم مثلا أصحاب القرية إذا جاءها المرسلون إذ أرسلنا إليهم اثنين فكذبوهما فعززنا بثلاث فقالوا إنا إليكم مرسلون قالوا ما أنتم إلا بشر مثلنا وما أنزل الرحمن من شيء إن أنتم إلا تكذبون قالوا ربنا يعلم إنا إليكم لمرسلون وما علينا إلا البلاغ المبين قالوا إنا تطيرنا بكم لئن لم تنتهوا لنار جمن
لنرجمنكم
لنرجمنكم وليمسنكم منا عذاب أليم قالوا طائركم معكم أئن ذكرتم بل أنتم قوم مسرفون وجاء من أقصى المدينة رجل يسعى قال يا قوم اتبعوا المرسلين اتبعوا من لا يسألكم أجرا وهم مهتدون وما لي لا أعبد الذي فطرني وإليه ترجعون أتخذ من دونه آلهة إن يردن الرحمن بضر لا تغني عني شفاعتهم شيئا ولا ينقذون إني إذا لفي ضلال مبين إني آمنت بربكم فاسمعون قيل ادخل الجنة قال يا ليت قومي يعلمون بما غفر لي ربي وجعلني من المكرمين وما أنزلنا على قومه من بعده من جند من السماء وما كان منزلي وما كنا منزلين إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم خامدون يا حسرة على العباد ما يأتيهم من رسول إلا كانوا به يستهزئون ألم يروا كما ألم يروا كم أهلكنا قبلهم من القرون إنهم إليهم لا يرجعون وإن كل لما جميع لدينا محضرون و و
وآية
لهم الأرض الميتة وحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنة من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما علمته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآيات لهم الليل
I'm gonna leave.
نسلخ منه النهار فإذا
You're on mute.
Amir, sir, you're muted.
Oh, I didn't know. Wait, what part did I?
وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون. آية 37.
Okay. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وآية لهم الأرض الميتة أحييناها وأخرجنا منها حبا فمنه يأكلون وجعلنا فيها جنة من نخيل وأعناب وفجرنا فيها من العيون ليأكلوا من ثمره وما علمته أيديهم أفلا يشكرون سبحان الذي خلق الأزواج كلها مما تنبت الأرض ومن أنفسهم ومما لا يعلمون وآية لهم الليل نسلخ منه النهار فإذا هم مظلمون والشمس تجري لمستقر لها ذلك تقدير العزيز العليم والقمر قدرناه منازل حتى عاد كالعرجون القديم لا الشمس ينبغي لها أن تدرك القمر ولا الليل سابق النهار وكل في فلك يسبحون وآيات لهم أنا حملنا ذريتهم في الفلك المشحون وخلقنا لهم من مثله ما يركبون وإن نشاء وأن نشاء نغرقهم فلا صريخ لهم ولا هم ينقذون إلا رحمة منا ومتعا إلى حين وإذا قيل لهم اتقوا ما بين أيديكم وما خلفك خلفكم لعلكم ترحمون وما تأتيهم من آيات من آيات ربهم إلا كانوا عنها معرضين وإذا قيل لهم انفقوا مما رزقكم الله قال الذين كفروا للذين آمنوا إن أنطعم من لو يشاء الله وطعمه إن أنتم إلا في ضلال مبين ويقولون متى هذا الوعد إن كنتم صادقين ما ينذرون إلا صيحة واحدة تأخذهم وهم يخصمون فلا يستطيعون توصية ولا إلى أهلهم يرجعون ونفخ في السور فإذا هم من الأجداث إلى ربهم ينسلون قالوا يا ويلنا من بعثنا من مرقدنا هذا ما وعد الرحمن وصدق المرسلون إن كانت إلا صيحة واحدة فإذا هم جميع لدينا محضرون فاليوم لا تظلم نفس شيئا ولا تجزون إلا ما كنتم تعملون إن أصحاب الجنة اليوم في شغل فاكهون هم وأزواجهم في ظلال على الأرائك متكئون لهم فيها فاكهة ولهم ما يدعون سلام قولا من رب رحيم وامتازوا اليوم أيها المجرمون ألم أعهد إليكم يا بني آدم أن لا تعبدوا الشيطان إنه لكم عدو مبين وإن أعبدوني هذا صراط مستقيم ولقد أضل منكم جبلا كثيرا أفلم تكونوا تعقلون هذه جهنم التي كنتم توعدون أصلوها اليوم بما كنتم تكفرون اليوم نختم على أفواهكم وتكلمنا أيديهم وتشهد أرجلهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولو نشاء لطمسنا على أعينهم فاستبقوا الصراط فإنا يصبرون ولو نشاء لمسخنهم على مكانتهم فما استطاعوا مض- مضيا ولا يرجعون ومن نعمره ننكسه في الخلق أفلا يعقلون وما علمناه الشعر وما ينبغي له إن هو إلا ذكر وقرآن مبين لينذر من كان حيا ويحق القول على الكافرين أولم يروا أنا خلقنا لهم مما علمت أيدينا نعاما فهم لها مالكون وذللناها لهم فمنها راكب فمنها
ركوبهم
فمنها ركوبهم ومنها يأكلون ولهم فيها منفع ومشارب أفلا يشكرون واتخذوا من دون الله آلهة لعلهم ينصرون لا يستطيعون نصرهم وهم لهم جند محضرون فلا يحزنكم قولهم إن نعلم ما يسرون وما يعلنون أولم يرى الإنسان إن خلقناه من نطفة فإذا هو خصيم مبين واضرب لنا مثلا ونسى خلقه قال يحيي العظام وهي رميم قل يحيي الذي أنشأها أنشاها أول مرة وهو بكل خلق عليم الذي جعل لكم من الشجر الأخضر نارا فإذا أنتم منه توقدون أوليس الذي خلق السماوات والأرض بقادر على أن يخلق مثلهم بل هو الخلاق العليم إنما أمره إذا أراد شيئا أن يقول له كن فيكون فسبحان الذي بيده ملكوت كل شيء وإليه ترجعون صدق الله العظيم.
Thank you, Amir, for the beautiful recitation. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. My name is Aida Aryan. I'm a senior at City of Knowledge School, and I'll be your MC for this program. Thank you to everyone who is joining us today to remember our beloved sister Mariam Abdullah, mother of 12 my greatest friends, Hassan and Diyab. Sometimes, people, you don't get a really chance to talk to them a lot, but when you do, they live like a very special place in your heart. And Sister Mariam was indeed one of those people to me. I unfortunately never got a chance to speak to her a lot, but every time I did, she was always filled with like pure and supportive energy that would literally make my day. As of last week, Sister Mariam's family, friends, and community have been mourning Sister Mariam's loss, and many of us have reflected on the kind person she was. She was kind to everyone, active within our school's community, and supportive. She was basically the mother of our class, the class of 2021, and always made sure that we all had fun by throwing us pizza parties or driving us to field trips and much more. Above all, Sister Mariam had a pure and kind soul. We pray that she is raised in the highest level of heaven and that her family is given the strength and patience needed to endure this tremendous loss in the mercy of Allah, being treated the same way she treated others with true goodness. I will give you an overview of today's program and then introduce our first speaker. We first are going to listen to a speech by Brother Sayyid Abbas Razavian, followed by eulogies by Sister Mariam's cousin, Miss Delene Abdullah, and the principal of City of Knowledge, Dr. Sheikhley, and Sister Mariam's son, Hassan, and then we will close with dua. With that said, I would like to introduce Sayyid Abbas Razavian, who grew up in Los Angeles and received his bachelor's degree in business administration from University of Southern California. He then moved to Tehran, Iran to study in the Islamic Seminary of Tehran with the late Honorable Ethics teacher Ayatollah Mujtahidi. Following that, he moved to Qom to continue his studies in Islamic legal theory and law. And after finishing his intermediate studies in Islamic seminary, he began Bahth al-Kharij. He's currently in his sixth year of Bahth al-Kharij. In all, he has studied for over 16 years in the Islamic seminary and has had speaking engagements throughout the US. Sayyid Abbas, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wassalatu wassalam ala ashraf al-anbiya'i wal-mursaleen. سيدنا ومولانا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين ولعنة الله على أعدائهم إلى يوم الدين. I send my condolences to Sister Mariam Abdullah's family, specifically her two wonderful kids that she has, Diyab and Hudson, and to her husband, and to all the family members of her that are participating in this funeral. Before we begin, reciting Surah Al-Tawheed is equal to reciting 1/3 of the Holy Quran. So I ask all of you to recite Surah Al-Hamd and 3 Surah Al-Tawheed, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, after a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد ولم يكن له كفوا أحد. May your recitation of the entire Quran be accepted, and inshallah may the reward of it go to Sister Mariam Abdullah. I will not be able to hear you, so if there's any comments, if you could put in the chat because I have a microphone on. So I did not have the honor of meeting Sister Mariam Abdullah, but from what I have researched from the community, that she was a very kind, generous, giving, forgiving, patient, and understanding person. She was a very supportive parent. She raised 2 beautiful children, Diyab and Hudson, that are enrolled in the City of Knowledge School from preschool to learn about Islam. And she has focused on these 2 children that are like 2 angels, is what we have researched. So I send you her 2 children my deepest condolences. And Sister Mariam was loved by everyone, and she would not speak negative about anyone. And these are great attributes that we have, because we are told that we should mention the ni'mat of our Lord and to mention the good people that Allah has brought for us so that we can become like them. One of the reasons why I'm here and to speak about the topic that I have tonight is also I am a person that has lost my own mother at a very young age. I was about 25 when I lost my own mother, and it happened in a very similar way, meaning that it happened without any expecting any type of death or expecting anything. It was done by an accident. And therefore, they thought that maybe it was good that I can share some of my own personal experiences to you, brothers and sisters, about life and how I try to overcome this great test that Allah had given me and my family, my brother and sister and father. First of all, when something happens that we are not even prepared, for me, it was just a phone call because I was overseas. As they mentioned, I was in the Hausa, and I was overseas, and I just hear that, an accident happened. But how, and I'm not saying I'm the greatest and most patient of person, I'm not saying that right now, but after it has been about, say, 15 years for me, maybe about 12 years, 13 years for me, and what helped me go through this? The first thing that I remembered in the Hausa for myself, and what I tried to become a stronger person, is that first of all, we have awareness. The first step of going through pain and managing pain and calamities is by understanding that it exists. It exists for everyone. This world is full of bala. We read in the Holy Quran, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم, لقد خلقنا الإنسان في كبد. And we have certainly created man into hardship. Can anybody say that this world, there is no hardship in it? From the beginning, a child is born, that child is usually crying. And at the end, when a person leaves this world, everyone is crying. So that was the first piece of advice that I remember and I can give you, my dear brothers and sisters and the community, is that pain exists. And what is important is they say in the poetry, is that the day that you were born, everyone was happy and you were crying as a baby. My friend, do something that when you leave this world, that you will be laughing and everybody else will be crying. So that is what is important, that you raise yourself to such an extent that you're so kind and compassionate to everyone, to people, that you're happy because of that position that you have in this world and how you have served God and how you have served God's creation. And everybody else misses you because you have been so good to them. So this is what our duty is. This is what our side is, because everybody else, everybody will be tasting death. This is a reality, and Allah has created us in kabad. Allah has created us in hardship. Therefore, it is important that what we do with this precious life that we have, this precious time that we have. So therefore, that was the first thing. I remember about maybe a week or 2 weeks after the passing away, we visited our akhlaq teacher of ethics, Sheikh Ahmad Mushtahidi. He was sick himself, so we had to go to outside of Tehran to visit him. And I remember him saying this hadith, and it was an eye opener for me about the world, that the world is darun bil bala'i mahfufa. The world is a house that is surrounded by trials. And you cannot separate trials and tribulations from this world. Sometimes these trials and tribulations are more extreme, sometimes they're less, sometimes they're more, sometimes it's a time of happiness, and sometimes it's a time of sadness. But the essence of this world is that this world is covered with bala, according to Amir Mu'mineen alayhi salam. So these were things that were helping me, and I was thinking about going through these. Actually, I called one of my friends the other day. He lives in the East Coast, and he also this week lost his mother from cancer. And he was telling me also when he came to the seminary, and he was very young, and he said that when he came into the seminary, that he was, they have little dormitories in the cemetery, you have little rooms. I lived with my grandmother, but many lived in little rooms and dorms. And he would say, I was at a young age and I would miss my parents and I would cry. And the fact that I heard that you lost your mother, and I saw how, you were strong about it and you still kept, this path, it gave me a lot of encouragement. And it's very interesting. This person also lost his mother, my friend who's a scholar, he's studying Qom and Najaf also. And understanding that this happens, that's the first step, is understanding. But is this it? Is this all we can understand to become a very strong person? Because we understand that Muslims and those that submit to the will of God and those that put Islam in practice are the strongest of people. Is there any other advice? Well, let's go through more advice from the Prophet and his noble family. Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam in a hadith says, إِذَا بِكَ مكروه فانظر فإن كان لك حيلة فلا تعجز وإن كان يكن في حيلة فلا تجزع. Amir al-Mu'mineen uses one word. Now, I'm sure that you have studied in City of Knowledge School Arabic grammar, that some words are, majority of words are thalathi, are three-lettered, have three root words. Here he says, look at this makruh. Makruh here means something that you don't like, something that is a test for you, a trial for you, something you don't like is disliked. Look and see if you can find a solution for it. Hila here means solution. Doesn't mean trick. Hila here means solution. Look and find a solution. If you have a problem, if something that is distressing you, look and see if you have a solution. If you have a solution, فَلَا تَعْجِزْ, don't be weak, don't have ajz. So this word comes from ain, ja, za, meaning it has the last word also in this hadith also has the same hurfa asli, but it's going to be in different order. So the first is فَلَا تَعْجِزْ. If there's a solution, go and find it. وَإِن لَمْ يَكُنْ فِيهِ حِيلَةٌ فَلَا تَجْزَعْ. So jim za ain. But if there is no solution, sometimes our life, there's something that is not in our hands. We cannot do anything about it. We cannot do anything about it. If it comes to that situation, then don't do tajza. Don't lose your patience. Be strong, be patient. Understand that you have a Lord that loves you more than any being, anyone else. And he absolutely wants the best for you. But here he says, this is what is good for you. And we have to be patient because this is his world. Imam Baqir alayhi salam, our own Imam, he had a child that was sick and he did a lot of dua. He prayed a lot, it says in the books. He did a lot of dua for his child. And what happened if this child passes away? You know, it's very hard for a father to lose a son. And they see that the Imam is doing this dua. They're like, they didn't know that the Imam would be so sensitive when it came to loss of life. And he did this dua, and then at the end, Allah willed that his son leaves this world. And then they saw that he was calm and he was patient. And they were curious. They said, you know, at the beginning, you were so distressed, you were doing so much dua for your son. And after he passed away, you were calm and you were submitting to the will of God. And then he says in the hadith, in Al-Kafi, فَإِذَا جَاءَ أَمْرُ اللَّهِ سَلَّمْنَا فِي مَا أَحَبْ. When it comes the affair of God, the decree of God, he is the Lord, he is the creator of all of kainat, all of creation, then we submit to what he loves, then we submit to him. Because he gives life, he is muhyi, and also he is the one that is mumit. Also he gives death and brings death. Therefore, these things are not in our hands. Now, is there anything else also that we can learn and that I learned myself that will have, you know, benefit for us to become strong and be able to deal and manage pain the most? So I had those around 13, 14 years of experience of dealing with this. So the first, we said that awareness that this happens and understanding that there are things that are not in our hands. And when things are not in our hands, we submit. And that is the definition of Islam. Islam is submission. And Islam in the hadith was taslim. Islam in hadith from Imam Ali is submission. We submit to the Lord of the world. Because he is the Lord, he is giving life, he is bringing death. And second of all, we understand that when death happens, it is not annihilation. It is not annihilation, it's just a transfer into another stage of life. That's all it is, transferring to another life. And actually, some mention how sweet it is for that person that passes away. And I would remember for myself that when a believer passes away, how great it is for them. So for us, we think that life is only these few years that we're in this world. But Imam Ali teaches us that this world is a bridge. You pass the bridge, you don't build the bridge. So when you reach that final life that you have, and actually verses in the Quran talk about life being in the next world, real life, true life. You know, sometimes you could say when a child is inside the mother is unborn, we don't call that, we don't consider those 9 months life, right? We say life is when they are born, they come to this world, because this is a higher form of life, even though they're breathing through a different way, of course, you know, through and getting oxygen and eating and functioning, and there is life, and they have a soul, but we give them life when they are born. But when you look at verse of the Quran about Dar al-Akhirah being in hayawan, or being alive, or other verses talking about, you know, that I have come to my hayati, I have come to my life, we understand that that is true life. What we have been here, as if, you know, that comparison, being unborn yet, you know, being unborn and comparing it to this world. So we understand that that real life, the next world, is there is sweetness in it. There's actually a very interesting hadith that it says when somebody dies, فَمَنْ يَمُوتْ يَرَنِي. Imam Ali alayhi salam told Al-Harith al-Hamdani that, well, whoever dies will see me. And the poet says, I wish I would have died 1,000 times to see Amir al-Mu'mineen, because there's also that awareness, that sweetness for that person. So when I would sometimes be sad, it would help me to know that they are in a better place. They're with the Ahlul Bayt. You know, they have lost, they're not leaving this world that is at a lower stage of life. They have reached true life, and there's no annihilation. And that spirit, it goes with us, and we can visit them, visit their graves, and they can see us. There are time periods in hadith where they can see you when you visit them, and you do good things for them. You know, our teacher gave us very strict advice, Sheikh Ahmed Mushtari, that when something happens, you know, to your parents or to family members, make sure that you continue that relationship of doing good deeds for them and giving them gifts, and they become happy and they watch over you at the same time. And you feel that you are watched over, and sometimes you have dreams, or others have dreams, that they are taking care of you, but it's mysterious, you don't know how. They are living with you, because we don't believe in annihilation. There's no annihilation. Man, one of his, as some of our mufassirin and commentators of the Quran mentioned, that man, one of his specific qualities is al-hayy, he's alive. When he is created, he's going to live forever, but in different stages. So they are alive. As we read in the Quran, they are alive, and it's up to us to continue that relationship. Even there are times that say, when you go and visit them, and next to their graves, and you pray 2 rakat salat, and you give a gift to them, and next to them, your prayers will be answered. So there is still that relationship where you get showered by blessings. So for me, and the advice that, my humble advice that I can give, is that that relationship is still there. That person is still there. We just cannot see them. But there are other tools that we have, that we feel them. They come to our dreams. They help us. We give gifts for them. We recite the Quran for them. We give charity for them. And of course, the most important is whatever, if they had a will, you follow that will. It is wajib. If they wanted things to be done, or if they wrote it or not, you do those. If there's salat that needs to be made up or not, or different obligations of hajj or whatever, later on, those are things that the children can, in the future, they can take care of, or the sooner, of course, the better. So that was the second piece of advice, is that our teacher, and it helped me, is that you have that relationship with that marhum or marhuma, that person that has passed away. There's still an everlasting relationship, and they are watching over you, you know, because our tools of coming to knowledge, of experiencing things, is not only the eyes, it's not only the intellect. We have another tool, which is the qalb, intact heart, the qalb as-salim. And this heart witnesses things and sees realities. The third thing, now, is there anything else that I can give for advice? And again, I won't be able to hear you. If there's any comments or anything, please let me know. Is the last thing, and this is maybe the most advice. You know, there's ways to manage pain. And the more we manage pain, inshallah, the more sa'adat and happiness and prosperity that we have. So we have to understand how to manage pain, and how to continue and be strong. So we have other ways of, ziyarat of Ahlul Bayt, remembering Ahlul Bayt. They touch, with them there's removal of any type of ham or gham or grief. Remembering Ahlul Bayt, the family of the Prophet, they provide us, true happiness. Doing good actions. But this is the last piece of advice that helped me a lot, and this is maybe the final answer that I give in general to everyone that is trying to manage pain as a Muslim, as a very strong believer in Islam. See, there was this old person by the name of Unwan Basri, and he came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam to try to learn from him. And in this hadith, Unwan, which is 94 years old, came to Imam Sadiq alayhi salam and first wanted to be taught the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt. Because he studied with another scholar, and the Imam didn't want to be compared to him because the knowledge of the Imams is knowledge from God. First, Imam Sadiq brushed him away and didn't want to teach him. He's 94 years old. It shows us that no matter what age you are, you're supposed to learn and keep up your education, especially your Islamic literacy. So he prays, he goes to the shrine of the Holy Prophet of Islam and prays and comes back. And finally, Imam Sadiq tells him and wants to teach him. He tells him this hadith, and it's very famous about hadith Unwan al-Basri. Then Imam Sadiq alayhi salam mentions about in this dialogue that they have. It's a beautiful hadith and written in different books. The Imam tells him about the essence of knowledge. Ya Abu Abdullah, which is Unwan Basri, ليس العلم بالتعلم إنما هو نور يقع في قلب من يريد الله تبارك وتعالى أن يهديه. Light, knowledge is not something that you learn. Knowledge is a light that Allah gives to whoever He wants to guide. First of all, you want knowledge. Remember, knowledge is light. If you want to know the secrets of this world, it's not only just by opening the books, and some try to become an encyclopedia of Islam. It's about gaining ma'rifah, ingrained knowledge, nur and light, that knowledge that will be with you in the hereafter. So then he says, فَإِنْ أَرَدْتَ الْعِلْمِ فَاطْلُبْ أَوَّلًا فِي نَفْسِكَ حَقِيقَةَ الْعُبُودِيَّةِ. So if the first thing, if you really want knowledge, there's something you have to learn first, and that is ubudiyah, servitude. If you want light, if you want knowledge, knowledge is light, and this light comes from worship, this light comes from servitude. There, Imam Sadiq gives them 3 pieces of advice, and I think this is maybe the final answer that I can say, and which is maybe the harder answer, harder to implement, but it opens up our eyes. It opens up our eyes completely and brings us to another realm, and brings us to this realm. We had scholars that they lost children. Usually parents, it's very hard to lose. I know, I have gone through it. But at the end you expect it, because eventually the parent is older and they will pass away. But sometimes a child passes away and you don't expect that. And one of our ulama, when his child passed away, he mentioned this as being altaf al-khafiyya. That is a lutf from his Lord. It is compassion from his Lord. It just blew everyone away. He just lost his son. He's saying this is compassion. Usually people just can bear with it, cope with that huge loss, that's fine. But then to understand that whatever comes from their Lord is khair, whatever comes from their Lord is development, because that is what a Rabb does. Rabb, we have the word tarbiyah, meaning to take you towards completion, to take you towards perfection. Your Lord does things for you, does things to you, so that we can maximize, our potential that we have in this limited world. And we don't understand, but Allah knows. He is He has wisdom. So these 3 pieces of advice, and we'll end, inshallah. And all of these will help us, and this is the path that all of us have to take. This is the path of ubudiyah, the path of servitude. This will help us. This, I think, will be the final solution. This would help me the most. The first thing is أن لا يرى العبد لنفسه فيما خوله الله ملكا. The first is that he doesn't consider himself a true owner of what God has conferred upon him, including parents, including children, including loved ones. That we understand that this is the milk and this is the property, and the ownership of this belongs to the Malik, belongs to the owner, Maliki Yawmiddin, the owner of the Day of Judgment. Even when we have, I'm a parent myself, when you have children and nothing is more, we don't sense more of a sense of possession more than children. So this is my kid, this is my child, or parents, that is my father, that is my mother. But at the end, the first stage of ubudiyat and servitude is to realize this is God's. This does not belong to you. And we have in the Quran, Inna lillah, inna ilayhi raji'un. We belong to God. Our owner is God. That is the statement of patience. It brings patience because you say, this belongs to God. It didn't belong to me. So why would I get upset? You get upset when something happens to you, to things that you own. When you don't own it, why are you upset? The owner brought it and the owner took it. So that's the first step, to understand that everything in this world belongs to God, everything. Our material possessions, our family members, our beloved ones, they are belonging to Him and He is giving us sustainment. The second, وَلَا يُدَبِّرُ الْعَبْدِ نَفْسِهِ تَدْبِيرًا, meaning that the servant should entrust all their affairs, should not entrust all their affairs to themselves. He should take their tadbir and their affairs, the management of affairs, to God. And that is what having tawakkul means, meaning that I don't know the future. I don't know what's going to happen. I am devastated. I lost my parents at a young age. This happened to me. I didn't know what's going to happen to me. I wasn't married. I didn't know what to do. But you do tawakkul. And tawakkul, you give wakala. You give Allah all your problems, your whole life, and you give it to God two-handedly. Say, God, deal with it, please. I can't. I don't know what's going to happen. But I do know you're Arhamar Rahimeen. And you're the most compassionate, the most beneficent. I know that you love me and you will take care of me. And I have you. I have a Mawla. I have a Lord, and it is you. I know you'll take care of me. And that is what gives strength, this second part. This gives us strength because we believe in an infinite source of power. Look, imagine how great the sun is, how huge in terms of mass it is, how many times you could put the solar system inside the sun, how hot it is, and what type of nuclear fusion is it using to burn. And He is the creator of the sun and many suns and moons and planets and all of life in the universe. So how He is capable, He has qudra, He is capable to take care of me and watch over me. So I don't entrust my affairs to myself. I trust my affairs as a servant of God to Him only. And I give, and this will make me powerful because I'm connected to the infinite power of Allah. And the third is وَجُمْلَةُ اشْتِغَالِهِ فِيمَا أَمَرَهُ تَعَالَى بِهِ وَنَهَى عَنْهُ. And all their intention must be directed to God's commands concerning what to do and what not to do. From now on, we should focus not on those things that are not in our hands. Focus on those things that are in our control, in our hands. And that is focusing ourselves in God's commands. What does He want from me? This is a test from me. And I have to be strong enough to show God that, you have brought bala for us. It's fine. I will be patient. And I will be patient for you because you are my Lord, and that I'm going to keep my life busy with your service and finding what my duty is in life, helping people, my spiritual obligations, my salat, reading Quran, fasting. Month of Ramadan is coming, these issues of taking care of these issues, and also my own family, now what to do with those, that have survived this tragic event, to keep them strong, to keep them motivated, and always being interested in what God commands me, always spending my life not on fruitless things, seeing what my obligation is. What is the taklif now? Always ask yourself, what is the obligation now? What does he want from me? He wants from me, he is my Rabb, to reach the highest level. And that highest level is done through finding what God has commanded me and from separating myself from what he has disliked from me at the end, because this week marked the passing away, the martyrdom of Musa ibn al-Ja'far. And I want the reward of this recitation to be for the holy soul of this marhuma Mariam Abdullah. We're going to call upon Imam Musa al-Kadhim that was suffered. And we say, when you talk about the Ahl al-Bayt, you're talking about a family that has suffered. Whatever type of suffering you can think of that we personally had, they had it more. And they teach us how to deal with these pains, and they teach us real ubudiyah. Imam Musa al-Kadhim alayhi salam was in multiple prisons and was not only in prisons. We read in Misbahu Za'id, which is a book from Ibn Tawus, a ziyarat text. Usually when we read ziyarat, it's salamu alaykum, you say salam to Ahlul Bayt. But here also, it's musibat and calamity at the same time. You're doing visitation and you're also crying at the same time. Why? Because it says about this holy Imam, وَالْمُؤَذَّبْ فِي قَعْرِ السُّجُونِ. This Imam, peace and prayers, blessings to the holy Imam, the seventh Imam that has passed away, and that during this time period, your mother has passed away, that was tortured in the bottom of jails. مُؤَذَّبْ فِي قَعْرِ السُّجُونِ. Those that understand Arabic, they understand that mu'adhab here means it necessarily wasn't just being in prison. Imam Musa al-Kadhim wasn't just in prison, that very possibly he was tortured. There was adab for him. There was whipping for him. There was beating for him. وَظُلَمِ الْمَطَامِرِ. And then in the darkness of cells, matamir comes from matmura, means the rain that comes from a humid place. That Musa ibn al-Ja'far, we call him Bab al-Hawa'ij, and we call this holy Imam to help us, and this holy Imam will help us overcome such difficulty because he himself was mu'addab. We call him Bab al-Hawa'ij because he answers the prayers of those that call him, those that call Allah through him. Matmura comes from rain, and as you know, Baghdad is by the Tigris River. And when you dig deep, and you dig deep in the dungeon, you will reach water, and that area will be very humid. So he lived in a Qa'ra Sujun, the bottom of jails. He lived in the darkness of cells, a humid cell. The Saqil Mardudi bihalaq al-Quyud. He is the one whose leg was bruised by the rings of chains. They chained the light of Allah, Insan al-Kamil, the perfect human being, so that nobody else can benefit from him. Nobody else can be guided. And even in prison, he guided people by his worship. They would only see an abba, a shadow that would just do ruku and sujood because he had become so thin and frail. But no day is like your day, Imam Hussein alayhi salam. We as Shias, as lovers of Ahlul Bayt, wala yawm ka yawmaka ya Aba Abdullah. Whenever we go through calamity, we say Ya Hussein. We call Imam Hussein alayhi salam. No day is like your day, Imam Hussein. Yes, Imam Musa al-Kadhim was tortured. He would say, Ya Sayyidi, najjini min habsi Harun wa khallisni min yadih. Oh my master, please save me from the hands of Harun. But when people came to the funeral of Musa ibn Ja'far and to see his holy body, they had to go through possibly flowers. They had to go through people to reach his body. But what did our Aunt Zainab, who is the most patient of people, what did she have to pass by to reach to the body of Imam Hussein alayhi salam? For Imam Musa al-Kadhim, it was possibly flowers and people. For Lady Zainab, La yawm ka yawmaka ya Aba Abdullah, was spears, was broken spears, was swords, was lances, was broken arrows, and that she reaches the body of her brother Imam Hussein. It says, Anta akhi, are you my brother? Because Imam Hussein alayhi salam was muqatta al-a'da. He was dismembered, beheaded, and she came to the body of Imam Hussein alayhi salam and said, Anta akhi, are you my brother? Ya Allah, we ask you by these holy names that I mentioned, these holy names, the names of Imam Musa al-Kadhim, Bab al-Hawa'ij. We ask because of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Shaheed Karbala, that you help us overcome this difficulty. And I know you will, because you only give taklif and obligation according to a person's was and capacity. And you do not give obligation more than a person can handle, because you are Arhamar Rahimeen. We ask you sincerely, because of the blood of Imam Hussein alayhi salam, Karbala, because of the torture of Imam Musa Kadhim alayhi salam, to bless the soul of Lady Mariam Abdullah, to help her children, her family members, her husband, specifically Diyala and Hudson, to help them, inshallah, overcome them. Alhamdulillah, we have a strong community. Know that Brother Hudson and Diyala, we are all here for you. Whatever you need, people will take care for you. Your peers, your friends are all here for you, alhamdulillah, and it's a blessing to have such a strong community, and they will help you, and you're all in our du'as. And please accept for us our humble condolences that we give to you, and may Allah bless the soul of your mother, inshallah. Rahimallahu man yaqra'u Fatiha ma'as salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ajil farj. Alhamdulillah.
أحسنتم.
عفوا معذرة.
Thank you, Sayyid Abbas, for that enlightening speech. We are now going to have some of Sister Mariam's close friends and family to say a few words about her. I'd like to start with Miss Devin Abdullah.
Hello, can everybody hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes.
Thank you. So Mariam is my first cousin. Mariam has always been a go-getter, but not just for herself. Throughout her whole life, she's helped so many people reach their goals and dreams. She not only helped them, but she pushed them so they could follow through and make things happen. Growing up, I was just the annoying little cousin who would always get on her nerves. But when I graduated high school, me and Mary became inseparable. We were like two peas in a pod. I'm so grateful for all the memories we had and the fun times. It was never a dull moment with her. One of the happiest days of her life was when she found out she was pregnant with twins. She was ecstatic. She really wanted twins. And when Hudson and Diyala were born, Mary was beside herself with happiness. They are her bright light of love and joy. Mary and I have always shared a love for those kids, but we've also shared a love for food. And in the past year, we would spend many nights at her home, ordering food, watching movies, laughing. The most recent movie we watched was Amber Alert. I hate that movie, but I would give anything to watch it with her again. Mary was taken too soon, and it hurt so much. But God had bigger plans for her. And now she watches over us from within his kingdom. Mariam will always be in our hearts and our thoughts, and her legacy will live on through Hudson and Diyala. She did an amazing job raising those kids. They are everything she could have asked for and more. Life is precious and sometimes short. Hug your loved ones. Tell them how important they are and that you love them. Forget those who have wronged you and pray for everyone, especially for Mariam, her kids, her mom and dad, her brothers, everyone who loved her. Allah yarhamah wa yarham al-jami' al-mawta. Thank you so much for letting me speak.
Thank you, Ms. Dillon, for those touching words. Now, I'd like to ask Dr. Shikli, who has known Sister Mariam for nearly 15 years as Diyab and Hassan's school principal, to say a few words, please.
إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد رحم الله من قرأ سورة الفاتحة وهداها إلى روح المرحومة مريم عبد الله. This past month has been a very, very emotional month for me. A very hard month, a very challenging month, which kind of opened a lot of wounds that I had with the losses that we endured at City of Knowledge. Before I say a few words, I like to give my condolence to Mariam's parents, because I'm a parent myself and I know how hard it is, Khaltu, Ammi, how hard it is to lose a child. May Allah give you sabr. May Allah increase your iman to go through this hard test. It is hard. And my next condolence is to my babies, Hassan and Diyab, whom their mother brought to City of Knowledge about 14 years ago. She brought them tiny little babies. And it sounds like it is today. When she said, I can't find for them good education in many places, but I want to bring them, I brought them to this school to learn their religion. As I was going through Mariam's texts, you know, after she passed, because I was in constant conversation with Mariam, you know. I see a message from her, a recent message, which was about like a few months back. You know, she said, like, I did not have a privilege myself to be in an Islamic school like Mariam and Diyab, and like Diyab and Hassan. I'm so happy that my kids are here, and I really want them to learn and to practice their religion. These were her words. I don't know if Mariam left wasiyah. This is, you know, she went prematurely, and we don't think of writing a wasiyah or stuff like that. But when I go through her words, and today, honest, I was going to make a trip to the school to pull Diyab and Hassan's application to ask, you know, because we ask a question, what do you want to get out of the school for your child, you know, because her words are in front of my eye. So that takes me back to the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, when he says that mankind, every mankind, when they die, they vanish, except for those who leave three things behind them. First, sadaqatun jariyah, a perpetual charity. Mariam was very involved with City of Knowledge. She was a strategic thinker. Me and her had sat on many discussion tables and had planned for the school. Inshallah, this will count for her as a sadaqah jariyah. Also, someone who lives behind them, ilmun yantafu' bihi an-nas, a knowledge that people benefit from. I don't know if Mariam, you know, had published or authored any religious books or ilmun yantafi'u minhu an-nas, but inshallah, whatever comes out of this school, which she was part of and she was supportive of, be it a little word or a little verse or a little, you know, instruction, inshallah, the benefit and the reward of it, she will be part of that reward. And then last but not the least, waladun salihun yad'u lah. And this is what I want to stress on. She really cared that Diyab and Hassan be waladun salih. That's all I know about Mariam. She was such a loving, caring, supportive mother. Diyab and Hassan, bismillah, mashallah, tabarakallah, both of them are gifted children. They will fly with A's wherever they go. They will get the best education wherever they go. But Mariam cared that they learn their religion. Mariam cared that they pray. And when this musibah happened, these two, I call them babies, my babies, Hudson and Diyab, they kept contacting and touching base with me, making sure that everything would be done for their mother the right way. I'm not belittling the role of the family, but I am just imagining these two kids just have lost their mother, and they want to do everything right for their mother at her last station on this earth before she goes down the ground, you know. And when I look at so many people who leave this world and people don't know even where they are buried, how they are buried, who is doing for them the Salat al-Janazah, we hear these stories and we hear these things and we see these things. And I compare it to Hudson and Diyab, who made me so proud. Hudson's birthday was 3 days ago. And when I wished him birthday and when I told him about, you know, like his birthday gift, he said, the best gift is for someone to do prayer for my mother and to do dua for my mother. And then he told me, like, I used to pray 5 times a day. Now I pray 10 times a day. Habibi, Hassan, Habibti Diyab. Inshallah, you are the waladus salih, that your mother will never be dead. Inshallah, your progeny and your circle and your surrounding, inshallah, you will be the source of light for everyone. And whatever these people get, man sanna sunnatun hasana, the Prophet says, he who pave or conducts a good conduct, he or she will reap the reward of it and the reward of whoever follows that role model till the day of judgment without reducing any from the original. So inshallah, your mother is not dead, your mother is alive according to the hadith of the Prophet and according to both of you whom I see. And for all of us, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to give us maghfirah and to give Sister Mariam maghfirah. She died in a very, very blessed month, as Sayyid Abbas said. She died in a very, very blessed month. And inshallah, the maghfirah of Allah will shower her. And inshallah, she will be with the Salihin, Ash-Shuhada, and Siddiqeen, inshallah. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to help us take advantage of this blessed month, the month of Rajab, the month of Sha'ban, the month of Ramadan, to prepare us for the month of Ramadan. Just this less than a month, we lost 7 people from the City of Knowledge community. 7 people. 4 people are buried in the same line in the Pomona Cemetery. Less than a month, Inna lillah wa inna ilayhi raji'un. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive us, all of us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive Sister Mariam, to raise her rank and to raise the rank of our beautiful Sister Farida Abbas's mother, who also left this life very prematurely and who shocked us, all of us. And to bless the soul of our dear Sister Anna, our dear brother Ibrahim, my dear child, my other baby Ibrahim, and our dear, brother Zain Kazmi's father, and Sister Jillian, and Abbas Pira, and Shazad, Khan, who was another alum who lost his life a year and a half ago. He was taken by water, and brother Abbas Pira, and a lot more. I just right now, to be honest, I'm just overwhelmed with emotion that I cannot recall any names. But all the mu'mineen and mu'minat, your deceased loved ones, and especially those who don't have somebody who remembers them. These are the most painful one. By reading Surat Al-Fatiha preceded by a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Shifley, for the beautiful words. Our last speaker is Hassan Diyab, but before I call him, I'd like to ask if any one of Sister Mariam's friends or family would like to say any words about her. If so, please click the button to raise your hand or let us know in the chat box, please. Okay. Now I would like to ask Hassan Diyab, Sister Mariam's son, who is also a senior in City of Knowledge and also my own classmate, to speak, please.
Assalamu alaikum, everybody. I don't want to keep you guys too long because everyone pretty much, alhamdulillah, everyone covered up pretty much everything. I just wanted to come on here just to thank everybody since day one who's been helping us from the beginning, from when it comes to our friends, our family. Thank you to everybody who was helping us arrange the funeral. Doc Shakely, my uncle, just pretty sorry. My head is just mixed up right now. I just wanted especially give a thanks to the Sayyid, our boss, for giving me and my sister the advice to keep us strong, and our condolences to your mother as well. I remember every day I make this promise to my mom, and so did Diala, that we want just to make her proud and to follow her exact footsteps, because my mom wasn't any normal mom. She was someone who would she would allow us to use her as like a step stool to push us up and always make us successful, and yeah. So I promise myself on behalf of me and my sister, we're gonna be strong, because Allah has a reason for everything, and it's always good. It's never bad. And maybe we won't know it right now, or we won't know in the next 20 years, or maybe in this life we'll never know the answer, but eventually we will. But I do ask for a favor from everyone. If she's ever wronged you in any way, to please forgive her and to continuously make prayer for her. And I thank you, Doc Shakely, for everything you do. And of course, you already know you're like a second mom to us, and she stepped that onto you, and we're gonna make you guys proud. I promise, inshallah. Please do me a favor and just read Surat Al-Fatiha preceded by Salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
Muhammad. And in that Fatiha, please include Ali Raza Muaddil, include Dana, include Tadine, include Sister Maimuna. As I said, I will forget, but these they just came in front of me, so that the ajr will be even more for Sister Mariam. Jazakumullah khair.
Also, I wanted to add on, thank you, Ida, for hosting this whole thing, and thank you to Amir for the Quran recitation. We really appreciate it. And inshallah, God will reward you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hassan, for the beautiful and touching words. Yeah, sure.
I just wanted to say something.
Go ahead.
I just wanted to thank everyone for like the love, prayers, and support. I wasn't sure Dr. Shaker didn't share. I'm pretty sure she shared it with our group chat too. She really did love the school, and one of her last words to Dr. Shakely was like, she loves you all. So I just wanted to thank everyone.
Thank you, Diala and Hassan, for your beautiful and touching words. We pray for you, for your patience and your family's patience and strength during this very difficult time. We've now reached the end of our program. I want to thank everyone again for being here today. I pray that inshallah the thawab of today's Quranic recitation and program is sent to the soul of Sister Mariam, as well as our beloved Alam Ibrahim Binesh and Sister Anna Abidi, another very dear City of Knowledge parent and staff member who passed away a couple of weeks ago, and all of the deceased loved ones of all those who are present and the rest of the mu'mineen. Thank you again for attending. Ehsan, could you please conclude with dua, please?
Yes, I'm going to read. Let's read 5 times. Amma Yajib, for the return of our Imam of the time, the Shafa of Amu Khalid, and the Shafa of all the Mu'minin and Mu'minat who have sickness. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Amma yujibu al-mudarra idha da'a wa yakshifu as-su'. 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 أما يجيب المضطر إذا دعا ويكشف السوء. We ask Allah to shafa for all the mu'minat with sickness. And also I'm going to read, as it is the month of Rajab, as the Sheikh said, I'm going to read dua for the month of Rajab. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. Ya man arjuhu li kulli khair. Wa man yusakatahu inda kulli shar. Ya man yu'ti al-kathira bil-qalil. Ya man yu'ti man sa'alah. يا من يعطي من لم يسأله ومن لم يعرفه تحننا منه ورحمة ائتني بمسألك إياك جميع خير الدنيا وجميع خير الآخرة واصرف عني بمسألتي إياك جميع شر الدنيا وشر الآخرة فإنه غير منقوص ما أعطيت وزدني من فضلك يا كريم يا ذا الجلال والإكرام يا ذا النعماء والجود يا ذا المن والطول حرم شيبتي على النار برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Let's conclude with the dua faraj for the hastening of our Imam of the time. We can read together. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Allahumma kulli waliyika al-Hujjat ibn al-Hasan صلواتك عليه وعلى آبائه في هذه الساعة وفي كل ساعة وليا وحافظا وقائدا وناصرا ودليلا وعينا حتى تسكنه أرضك طوعا وتمتعه فيها طويلا برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. اللهم صل على محمد. Let's end with the program with nice lots of with Fatiha for all the mu'mina mu'minat, all the people mentioned, especially Sister Mariam Abdullah, preceded by a nice loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
على محمد وآل
Muhammad. Bismillah. Jazakallah khair. Assalamu alaikum.
Sorry, just to note, if anyone wants to send their condolences, please, you guys can unmute now. Thank you.
I'm so sorry to hear about this, Diyab and Hudson. I'm giving you guys all my love and prayers.
Thank you, Ms. Shiko. We really appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Sister Cassandra. My heart, I'm just very speechless about what has happened to your mom, but I've always had a very beautiful smile from her. Every time when we were in school, she would always wave to me and made the point to say hello to me or talk to me. You had a wonderful, beautiful mom who had a beautiful soul, and my prayers are with you, and I love you both. Ever since I've had you in my class and knew you when you guys were first coming to City of Knowledge. So if there's anything you need, just let me know, and take care.
Thank you, Sister Sandra. Really appreciate it. We're going to continue to make you proud, inshallah.
Inshallah, you guys already make me proud. You're just wonderful, wonderful students.
Assalamu alaikum. Hassan and Diala, I'm so sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say other than that. You guys are both in my prayers, and your family are in my prayers, and if there's anything I can do to help or any way, or if you just need someone to talk to, just let me know.
Thank you so much, John. I appreciate it.
John is in pain also. He lost his mother about a few months ago. So pray for him.
I did not know that. I'm so sorry about that, John. Same thing you told me right now. If you ever need someone to talk to or anything, I will make it happen. Promise you.
Diala and Hassan, my deepest condolences. Believe me, my heart hurts and it's broken to know that your mom passed away, and I'm so sorry for that. I just hope that she's watching over you, and be strong, you know, because she's watching over you. And she always will have a special place in my heart, and you too. I'm so sorry for that.
Thank you, Ms.
Riyadh is
Rose.
also in pain. Her husband left prematurely and left 3 kids behind, very young. We pray for her and for.
Thank you so much. You know, you've always been in our hearts as well, just as everyone is. But we really appreciate you, everything you've done as well.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum. Oh, sorry.
Assalamu alaikum. I just want to give condolences to Hudson and Diyab. Sorry for your loss. I don't know what else to say. You guys are in my prayers, just like big brothers and sisters. I've known you since first grade. You're in my prayers. I don't know what else to say. I'm sorry for your loss.
Trust me, those little words mean a million more. Trust me, Hassan. You know we love you lots, man. Appreciate you.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أنا ليلى الحاتي. وجه تعازي وتضامني ودعائي لأم عبد الله وأبو عبد الله ولعبد الله وللأسرة جميع الكل بدون استثناء، ولعبد الله ولديالا. بدعي لكم بالصبر والسلوان. الله يرحم الرحمن الرحيم. والفاتحة، ثواب الفاتحة على روح طاهرة.
Assalamu alaikum. This is Layla, Fatima and Khadija's mom. Hassan Diala. My heart, it really breaks for you, and I want you to know, from the moment I heard you, Hassan Diala, your mom, Yarhamha, Mariam, have been in my prayers. We've been reading Quran for her every Surat Al-Fajr. I remember the 3 of you in my dua, and I always will. And just know we're all a family at City of Knowledge. And I only met your mom briefly on a field trip that we chaperoned together. But like I said, we're family, and anything you need, I'm your aunt. I'm here. But you'll always be in my dua. I love you guys. Okay?
Thank you so much. And trust me, we love you guys so much. And we'll forever be family. We'll never unlink. I promise you. We love you lots.
Sister Leila also lost her aunt's husband to COVID recently. Sister Dina wanted to say something. Sister Dina.
Diyab and Hassan, you guys are like close friends of mine. By the way, this is Hannah. You guys have been close friends of mine since we were really young, and I've known you guys since we were in the 1st grade. I've also known your mom since we were in the 1st grade, and I haven't known her on like a personal level, but Diana, I know that you remember when I passed my AP Bio test, she took me out for lunch with you. And that was like one of the best lunches I've ever had. So I don't know, it hasn't sunk in my head, so I can't even imagine how it feels for you guys. So I just want you guys to know that, like, as a close friend, I'm always here. And even though I have no experience or any idea what you guys are going through, like, I'm always there if you just want to talk about it, or if you want a fresh baked cookie or some sort of cake or something. I'm always there for you.
Thank you, Hannah. We appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum, Hassan. Assalamu alaikum, Diala. Sister Dina with you. Really, I feel bad. Sorry for you, for your loss. All my condolences to you both. And all the dua for your mom. Really, I felt bad since the day I talked with Dr. Sheikh, and she said, yes, yeah, that you are suffering that struggle, and she went to the ICU. And your case returned me back to my case. My daughter, my elder daughter, was at your age, and my husband was a surgeon, and he was like the age of your mom. Suddenly, heart attack in his clinic. And my daughter was doing the baccalaureate, you know, the baccalaureate in Iraq. This is like a test only for, and he drove her to the first test. And then the same day afternoon, he passed away. And I got the call from the clinic saying that they are telling me that he just passed away, and I was not in that. And my daughter was reading, and she said, "What's going on, Mom?" And she was like, she was the first in her. She was so clever. And it happened. 45 years old. And this one was in high school at the last, and within 1 week at the end of the high school. And the other one was 1 year later. And I have Ahmed, you know, Ahmed and Muhammad. Ahmed was 1 year and Muhammad was 5 years. And all in a sudden, you know, he just went and to the clinic. And then within 1 hour, they told me that it is done. What I'm telling you, it not just give you comfort and condolences. I just want you that we passed it over. It was really hard for me and for them, as if for you. But it's not a time just to grieve. She wanted you to be very strong, as their dad wanted. Like, you know, after he passed away and I went to his clinic, and then I knew that he rented a clinic for his daughter, which is my elder, to be a doctor over him. That means after 6 years of medicine, because he was he was dreaming of her to be a doctor. So he was dreaming and writing before 6 years, before she's getting to college. So she said, she promised herself that I'll do it. We told her, I think your dad has passed away, and she has a test tomorrow and after tomorrow and after. She said, Mom, bring me to my uncle's house, and I won't see you. I just nothing. And then she came back. She said, I want a promise to my dad. He wanted me to be a doctor, and I'll do. And even she opened a Facebook website to him, and she was like, after she did all the tests, and she got 96 without any studying, because she was studying before, and that's it. And everybody knows that her dad passed away. And some say that she hates her father, because how did she continue the exams, and her dad passed away just now? And how come she said, no, I want to just fulfill his promise, my promise to him that I'll be. And she went, and now she's a doctor. And whenever she says, she writes, posts everything that it's because of my dad. So life goes on. Allah أخذ أمانته. Allah كتب هاي in this second and minute, your mom, she has to go to him. And that's it. You have to work on yourself, you and Yala, that you have to fulfill all your promises to your mom, because she is over you, always. Wallahi, sometimes I said, oh, my girl, Duha, she's called Duha, my daughter. I said, she's crazy. She said, Mom, I got dad in my dream. And when we went to visit his grave for the first time after 40 days, she was she said, Mom, let me show you where is his grave. I don't know where is it. And she went, she said, there is a tree here, and then this is your dad. He came to her dream, and he said, why you are crying about me? I am here good, do your work. And I'm really have so many food, and I'm really happy. And she went there, and she was that. Do you believe me or not? Wallahi, wallahi, it was like that. Even I said, what's going on to my daughter? But she was really in belief that she want to do. You have to be strong. You to do what your mom did, because her life is you. So do it. Don't be depressed. Don't be that, oh, there's no. She is always above you. Please, Hassan, you know I love you so much. And also Diala, just want to get this message. Really be strong. Be strong to do what she dreamed of. There is no time that you just thinking and you be sad. Please. والله wallahi راح يكون معاكم. Whenever you go, even sometimes she lost, like I moved her from Baghdad to because of situation of Iraq, we moved all to Jordan. And when I moved there, and she was on the fifth year of medicine, they dropped her 2 years because of Iraq situation. And she started again, and then she did it. And now she got the fellowship, and now she is above all her candidates. So it's your strong belief that your mom, what she planted in yours, you have to do it. Okay, Hassan? I am like Dr. Shekhi, your third mom. Whenever you need me, any advice, I'm there. You have my phone, okay? You and Diana, anything you need, even side flick, even any advice, I'm there for you, okay? Because I remember you reminded me of myself on my situation in the same way, in the same age. And you are good, really well raised. Very good. I love you. So just be that, and we are all in supporting you.
Thank you so much, Sister Dina. And you already know we love you so much, and we appreciate everything you've done. And my condolences to him as well. I didn't know that story till now.
Now it became 19. Ahmed now is 20. Was his birthday. Exactly. So it was 19 years before, but it is the same story. And we just, and I just smile, and that's it, because Allah كتب هذا العمر لماما. انتهى الموضوع. سواء كورونا أو no, that's it. It's it. So أنت تمشي بدربك وامشي مع ديالا ومع الوالد ومع everything, والله راح يكون معكم بأي لحظة. لأن you are so good, وده تمشون بالطريقة اللي وماما was so good. So now she is really in a better place من هذا المرض اللعين اللي أذاكم. بس انتوا امشوا. Just don't feel depressed, please. هذا depression that I'm sad, oh, I cannot do, no. We did it, and you will do it.
Of course.
والله ما ينسى عبده.
Of course, we will get through this, and whatever she wanted us to be, I promise I'll fulfill it for her.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes. I'm sure.
So sometimes بنتي هسه بحيث ما صدق أقول how can we كنا بهالحال now in that حال. تمام, it took years, but as long everything happened and we satisfy her and كنا وفرحانين بأنه whenever ما أبوها راح يشوفها راح يشوف بأن she did her promise, and you do too.
Of course, inshallah, we will do it.
inshallah يا ربي. والله يقويكم ويصبركم. هي صعبة وأول فترة كلش صعبة. I know that, but إيمانكم بالله وبأنتوا بيناتكم كأخوة والولد والأب والهذي, you can do it. Will be grandmom, it is the same. inshallah يا ربي.
Thank
Okay,
you.
Habibi, and whenever you need me, I'll be there.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Okay.
Shukran, Dina. Shukran, Dina. Every time Ahmed stood and did the Salat al-Jama'ah and the prayer hall at the school, I would, send a picture to Dina. I say, what, his father is reaping reward right now, and he is watching over him.
Right.
One more time, I want to really extend my condolence. تعازي لعائلة عبد الله كلهم. للخالة مريم عبد الله
أكيد الله يساعد الأم والأب. سمعت صوتها، شفت بالفيونرال. الله يساعدها. الله يعينهم.
الأخ عبد الله وباقي أفراد العائلة وأخواتها.
بالضبط.
ودالين الكازن مالتها وكل المتعلقين بها. مريم إنسانة ما تنسي، إنسانة كريمة، إنسانة سخية، إنسانة ذات أخلاق جدا رفيعة.
هي أنت تشوفين أولادها شقد مؤدبين ومربايين، تعرفين شنو هالأم
نعم.
اللي ربت. بارك الله فيها.
Always supportive. She never second guessed anything that we did, She never seen her complain, never seen her, always she wanted Diyala and Hassan to learn the religion and practice the religion. She knew academically she has them, that she was sure of.
Right.
الله يصبركم إن شاء الله. الله يصبركم.
إن شاء الله يا ربي. لا ويوصلون، وهسه نشوف أنا ويوم وحليمة ونشوف ونتفرج على حسن وديالة وين وصلوا.
إن شاء الله.
إن شاء الله يا ربي. إن شاء الله. السلام عليكم.
عليكم السلام.
وعليكم السلام.
السلام.
Bye.
Bye.
Earlier, you guys, we all grew up together. I've known you guys since I was 11. Since we were those little fifth graders running around the City of Knowledge Elementary hallway, playing, I don't know, capture the flag and all those silly games we used to do. But I didn't, like I mentioned earlier, I didn't get to know your mom on a super personal level. It was just always small conversations. But I always remember every time Diyala and I would talk, and I'm like, Diyala, your mom matches my energy more than you do. I should be friends with your mom instead of you. And I don't know what to say. That I know words at this moment it's meaningless at some point, and I don't know what I can do. But let me know what I can do as your sister, because it's just I love you guys both very much, and I'm pretty sure she's way better, in a way better place than she is right now. And yeah, I am always praying for you guys. You guys are always in my prayers. I love you guys all. I love you guys both, Annie.
We love you too, and trust me, you're doing way more than enough. The littlest things, the meaning of them is way more than doing something big that means little. Always remember that. We appreciate you, and you know we love you.
I'll try matching your energy one day.
One day.
Assalamualaikum. Sister, just wanted to send my condolences to the family as well. I didn't know the family. I'm new to California, but I just pray that inshallah, I wanted to at least speak so that everyone knows my name. So inshallah, if anything happened to me, this is the best group I've ever seen in my life, that someone come together to pray for each other. And I'm so thankful for this group. And the Muslims that's praying for Muslims and how they remember each other. So this is so beautiful, mashallah. And I'll keep your mom in my prayers. But I also recommend, I know it's kind of off the track, but to watch the movie. It's a movie about emotions. I'm sure you saw the movie, it's for emotions for children when they come up. What is the name with the Muhammad with the emotions? All those little kids. Not the emoji movie. The other one. The one with the mad, the sad, and the girl who's like.
Oh, you mean
It's not home.
Soul?
It's not soul.
No, it's
I'm sorry, but it's helpful to see the sad part. Sometimes we are afraid of being sad because we're so afraid of that emotion going so deep. And a lot of people are afraid of depression. So we try to always make you happy. But it is a part, like I'm a nurse, so it is a part of the grieving. Of course, you're going to have, it's called inside out. And so you're going to have those emotions, but there is a process to grieve. But just don't go too far with the sadness. Remember Prophet Muhammad SAW and his family, and he also lost his wife, but he would remember her, Khadija, and he would go visit her friends. So it helps to remember your mom and remember her friends, and that will help too through the grieving process, inshallah, in the dhikr, inshallah. So I will continue to keep your mom in my prayers, inshallah, too. That's all I wanted to say. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, Sister Salima.
Thank you so much, and I will go ahead and I'll watch that movie for you. Thank you so much. I'll take your advice.
Hello, I'm with Mariam's mom and dad. As you can imagine, it's very hard for them, but they would like to let everybody know that Mariam was the light of their life and everything to them, and they love and miss her so much. And they thank you guys all for your love and your support, not only for them, but also for the children. And right now, the only concern is Hudson and Diyab and helping them achieve all their dreams and goals. And please just keep them in your prayers and all of her family in your guys' prayers.
Inshallah, we will always be there for them. Hudson and Diyab are part of us. In one of her last messages, when she went to the ICU, she said, I'm leaving to the ICU. I have your mom to watch the kids, but you are their second mother, and she said a few things after that, it just, and then the day before she passed away, she wrote me a message that she said, I think they are going to put me on the ventilator. Then I sent her a voice message telling her, to be strong and to breathe like this and like that, and that we will intensify our dua for her and all these things. And then her response, as Diyab said, she said, thank you, I love you all. That was the last line of writing that she had, love for all. And that's really what Mariam was all about. And inshallah, all these things will bail her. Inshallah, all these things will bail her and will raise her rank, inshallah.
Thank you, Dr. Shakely.
سام الله يرحمها ويجعل مثواها بالجنة إن شاء الله. My prayers and thoughts are with you, Hassan. Yeah, love you, bro.
Thank you, Harry. I love you too, man, and you know that already.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Masri's mom, and I don't know her, I don't see her, but from I seeing how Hassan, how is polite, from I helping in the school, she's breaking my heart. And especially I know how hard raising twins from my experience, and how hard to lose mom before graduation, before 2 months from graduation. It's breaking my heart really. And I keep him and her, them and her in my dua, inshallah.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. This is Amina. I just want to say, Azan, you're a very strong person. I am so surprised how much you and your sister grew and how strong you were. And Mariam will be proud of you. I remember when I met your mom at the cafeteria, Duha introduced your mom to me. And from that day, we always call your mom our Mariam. When I hear about your mom last week, the first person that I called is to her. And she said she was at your house. I said, which Mariam? She said, our Mariam. I will always keep Mariam in my prayer and you guys. May Allah forgive her for her shortcoming. May Allah make you guys a good Muslim and guide you all the way. And you know the city of her knowledge, and Dr. Shakely will always be there for you. Assalamu alaikum.
No, why is it doesn't work? No, look at it.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you. You know she loves you lots, and we appreciate all of you guys, and we'll stay strong together.
Hassan, Diana, Abdullah family, my deepest condolences. Allah yarhamha, inshallah. And Hassan and Diana, you know, I've known you for a couple years as a teacher, and I've always loved you guys, but I really admire you guys. Like the sister said, I really admire you guys, and I've learned a lot from you guys over the last week. Even though I'm supposed to be your teacher, I've really learned a lot from you. And I'm more than twice your age, you know. But it's clear that your mom, mashallah, she raised amazing children. And I know you're gonna, you know, continue to carry on her legacy and make her proud. You already did make her proud, but continue, inshallah, and bring thawab back to her in the good that you guys do. I can't imagine how difficult this trial is for you, but you know, as I've told you, almost every day we're here for you. And you know, me and Brother Haidar are another aunt and uncle for you. So hit us up anytime if you need anything.
Thank you so much, Zainab. You know we love you guys a lot, so we really appreciate you guys.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Also, I'm still, let me get this straight. This is my first year at this high school, and I am very sorry that you lost your mother. I hope she is in a better place now, and stay strong, man.
Thank you so much, brother. We really appreciate you guys. And I have a few people right here that want to thank you guys. They've also been with me literally 24/8, been with me at home and staying with me, making sure I'm okay.
I want to say thank you guys for all the love and support to Hassan and Diana and their family. It really means a lot to all of us.
Yeah, thank you guys.
You're welcome, Habayi. May Allah protect you. May Allah protect you, all of you. May Allah protect you from any harm. Jazakumullah khair. Thank you for your support for Hassan and Diala and the family.
Dr. Shikri, would you want to close up?
Looks like, you know, no one else wants to say something. I just hope and pray that this, you know, Majlis eased a little bit of your pain, you know, ease your pain a little bit, you know, inshallah. But inshallah, for your mother, it raised her rank, inshallah, inshallah. Inshallah, you are going to, you've always made us and made her proud, and you will continue to make her and make your grandparents and make us proud. And inshallah, you will be a guiding light, you and Diala, you will be a guiding light that people are going to point at you, you know, with fingers. Wherever you land, you will be a source of hidayah to people. You will be a source of good knowledge to people. You will be a source of the teachings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran and the Sirah of Ahlul Bayt. Jazakumullah khairah jaza, everybody. May Allah protect you all, and to the soul of all mu'mineen and mu'minat, Muslimin and Muslimat, and especially our dear sister Mariam. We read Surat Al-Fatiha preceded by a salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. It's okay to cry, Hassan Habibi. I know you held yourself very strong. It's okay when the program finishes. Go cry. It is fine. It is fine, Habibi.
Assalamu alaikum. I just wanted to say something. I've been there with Hassan and Diala like every day, and I'm gonna continue to do so. I love you guys so much. You guys are like siblings to me, and like I'm really sorry about what happened, and like I'm still shocked about it till today. But I just want you guys to know that I love you.
We love you too, and we appreciate everything as well.
السلام عليكم جميعا، إن شاء الله تكونوا بخير. الله يرحمها يا رب، وإن شاء الله يا رب تكون بمحل أحسن. أنا بعرفها لمريم، أنا رفقتها، كنت شفتها كذا مرة. إنسانة بتجنن، بس أكيد هي بمحل أحسن. أهم شي تضلكم تقرأوا لها الفاتحة وتدعوا لها، هيدا أهم شي، وهيدا هو الشي اللي حيساعدها. انتو خليكن قوية قد ما فيكن، لأنه الله ما بينسى حدا ولا بيظلم حدا، وإن شاء الله الله بيخد لها حقها، وإن شاء الله يا رب تكون بمحل أكيد أحسن من هون. أنا بدي إياكم تكونوا قوايا، وشو ما بدكن أنا حدكن، بحبكن كتير. الله يرحمها يا رب.
تسلموا كتير، وإن شاء الله كل شيء بكون منيح.
إن شاء الله يا رب. الله يرحمها، وانتوا أهم شي تدعوا لها وكونوا قوايا، واعملوا كل شي هي كانت طلبته منكم، وهي بتحبكن كتير، ودايما كانت تحكي عنكن، كل حديثة كان عنكن انتوا. الله يرحمها، إن شاء الله يا رب تكون بمحل أحسن، وهي هلأ أكيد شايفتكن وحاسة فيكن، فأنتوا لازم تكونوا قوايا قد ما فيكن وتدعوا لها. خليكن قوايا بليز. يعني الواحد أوكي بكي وكل شي، بس ما حيرجع شي، صح؟
صح.
فأهم شي تدعوا لها. الله يرحمها يا رب.
شكرا كتير.
Thank you for attending. We will now close the program. Let us once more time recite Surat Al-Fatiha for Sister Mariam and for all the Mu'mineen. Thank you.